Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
You froze for a while. It's like you went up there and you went.
You have to tell me if my internet is terrible. As you can see, the windows have all got metal cages on them just to keep the internet out of the house.
Oh. So you live in one of those, what are they, Faraday cages?
Yep.
Faraday. I live in a Faraday cage. So quick introduction. Ira, Leon, Ira. So we are the Big World Small Talk, and we are spread across the world. So Ira, you are in California. Leon, you are in Malaysia. I'm in the UK, and no doubt showing up any minute now is going to be Alex Bradley. There we go. He's going to be coming any minute. Thumbs up if you're ready, Alex.
He's coming.
He left. I'll bring him in a minute. But let's catch up with each other. So, Ira, what we like to do is ask all of our guests, what is it like where you are for comedy coming back? Go.
Oh, you actually want an answer. I mean, comedy. We've got a lot of comedy going on online. A lot of people are still doing comedy online, but slowly, very slowly, places are opening up, and we're doing outdoor shows, which is nice. I don't think they're going to let us do indoor shows anytime soon. So one of the nice things about being here in California is the weather is okay. It actually got down. You all live in civilized parts of the world that use the metric system, right?
Yeah.
So it got down. Like last night, it was as cold as it's been since winter. So it was like 10 degrees Celsius at night. But it's like 15 during the day, and so in the low 20s, and you can do comedy outside when it's like that. It doesn't rain, unless I say that out loud.
See, it's difficult. Over here, we do not have a Californian weatherscape. So the idea of doing outdoor comedy, we had a very short window, which has now long gone. I'm imagining where you are. It's what temperature does it get to at night?
Oh, for me? Yeah, as I said, it got down to 10 Celsius. That's as cold as it's gotten so far. I actually thought about turning on the heat last night for the first time since February. Instead, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. So that's it. And Californians will complain about the awful winter that we're having. You're freezing up, Lucy.
Alex. Yeah, I know. Alex, right. Alex and Leon, tell me about what's happening where you are whilst I mess about with my internet.
I'm messing about with the lighting right now. I'm all like, oh, let's see what I can do here.
Yeah. Do you want to go first, Alex, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Go on.
It's about the same. There's certainly the last push for like outdoor shows happening now. There's a big wave of the virus coming through here in Michigan, so a lot of shows getting like pushed back or canceled.
Are you Lower Peninsula?
We're Lower Peninsula. I'm here in Ann Arbor.
Okay,
little college town. So
say hello to my cousin who goes to Michigan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, go blue. How about that? Big world, small world. Yeah, right. Big talk, small world. This episode. Special guest got a cousin here in Michigan. How about that?
Lucy's froze. It looks like she's doing a nude.
She was trying to do Michigan. She's doing geography. And since Americans are slow understanding geography, she just froze that way.
The next 2 days.
You gotta
Yeah.
do like
Oh, now she's gone.
Okay. And that's it for today's geography lesson.
Yeah.
Gone.
This is actually just Montana. This is Montana.
Here we go. We're gonna mime all the states.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And this is Ohio. This is Ohio
This
right
one's
here.
Utah.
That could be Canada, Alaska, maybe, if it goes a bit like that.
This is Florida. This is Florida.
And Alaska's just huge. Yeah.
I only got one side of the hand. Yeah, so here we're getting some shows. Some shows are coming back. So we're getting some shows here. Some outside, very tentative. Yeah, lots of checking where people are from and no bubbles are crossing and all that nonsense. Yeah, we can do outside stuff, but it always rains. Always rains. So we've had some venues where you don't have to worry about the weather, but you do have to worry about rain, because when the rain goes crazy, the storms come. Yeah, that can be tricky. But we can do outside. We do some outside shows. But yeah, it's all still a bit nervous at the minute here.
Yeah, a new comedy club actually opened up for the first time about a mile and a quarter from here. 2 kilometers from here, and yeah, they're starting with outdoor shows. Hopefully, when everything gets going, they'll do indoor shows. But it's great to have a brand new comedy club opening up with everything else shutting down.
Brave.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll call it brave rather than stupid, and hope they're being brilliant while everybody else is shutting down. They are going against the trend.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's that either makes you bankrupt or a millionaire. So
yeah. It's gonna happen.
It's these uncertain times. You can make a move and everyone says it's dumb, and then next year they're like, oh, why didn't I think of that?
Because there's loads of places that are not going to make it. There's going to be lots of venues that just don't come back.
Yeah. Which is a shame.
Mm.
It's I mean, I've been running a comedy club for the last 5 years in Oakland, and the restaurant that we ran it in shut down during all this. So when this whole thing starts up again, we need to find a new place to run all of our shows. We're running them online now, but we had the last 3 years in a row, we had at least 13,000 people coming through every year.
Wow.
Averaging a little more than 250 people a week for 5 shows and packing the small room. So we're hoping that some restaurant will want to add 13,000 people that they can sell food to.
I think so. I was running a show monthly out of a bar that closed down their location because of the virus, and I was like tracking the data and being like, how much service or how much business am I getting this bar to try and shop myself around if I ever needed to. And, before I got to a year's worth of data, it was like, boom, no location.
Yeah.
It's great that you have that. I'm sure another place will want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We, I have a financial background before I, started doing comedy. So once I started doing the shows, we started tracking data on everything, what we're doing to promote, how we're getting our ticket sales, every little bit, which comedians are coming through on which shows. So yeah, we've got patterns, we've got everything. This is, I can, geek out on the numbers all the time.
That's great. That's how you do it.
Yep.
I'm putting on a comedy show.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm doing it. I'm that idiot.
Right, but the way you're doing it right now is you're doing it by having your voice come out and then moving your lips right afterwards, like it's one of those Japanese horror movies. It's Godzilla.
This is phase 1.
Right. Well, just focus on the voice.
Every night at NBC. That's where they get their money.
Listen to my voice. Just listen to the voice.
The biggest joke I have written during lockdown is the fact that I have made my career online whilst working in a fucking Faraday cage with an AOL dial-up network.
Hey, you're keeping AOL going.
If you could focus on the voice, if you could ignore my weird video, but we found a venue in town that is huge, and we're going to put a small comedy night on, but do it in a large venue so that you've got almost like you could dance between the fucking seats. And there's a huge stage and there's 2 entrances, so you can go in one way and come out the other, and they're all ready. And we're going to be giving out free visors as well to go with it, so that people can still see their smiles, because that's kind of handy. It's going to be, we're doing it just on a profit share. We're doing it sort of very experimental. Everyone knows it's going to be the first. And we're hoping that people come and bring their sense of humor, no germs, and some fucking common sense. Like, if you find a comedian funny, don't lick them.
Oh, now you're taking all the fun out of live shows. Yeah.
I know. But we've got people to do table service, so that people wave towards a waitress and they'll have drinks brought. And make it that you text the bar, they bring your drinks over in a little card machine, and you just tap. We're trying to do it as clever as we can, but I've also, just to make life more stressful, started a brand new job. I've gone back truck driving, and I couldn't find my truck sat nav. And you really need a truck sat nav if you're driving a truck. And I paid 350 quid for this truck sat nav, and I couldn't find it. So what I did was I destroyed my house to find it. And it was on my bookcase right in front of me.
Yeah. Right where you left it.
Yeah. Well, once it realized you were serious about it, just popped out and said, "Here I am."
I mean, it's got pride too.
But Alex, this is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you. I found this whilst looking for my sat nav. It's a hat from 2008.
Oh my!
It's only Hellboy: The Golden Armies.
Wow! Wow! Deep cut. All that Golden Army merch. Well, you gotta keep
and
that.
I am wearing this in my truck tomorrow. It's like a hard hat because it's got the padded bumpers at the front. So I think this is safer PPE to keep me. This will keep everybody at least 2 meters away from me visually. This is the best COVID hat you can have ever.
Yeah, people will walk up to you and be like, "The first one was better." That's okay.
Right, well, now we've had a bit of a chit chat. Let's get on with the questions. Okay, so everybody, Alex, can I see your jar? Leon,
yeah.
I'm fascinated if it's going to be a handbag, a pencil case, some sort of witch's hat. There we go. Ira, don't worry about it. We read the questions. You just have to join in and answer them.
Right. I just don't want to end out in Hufflepuff. Yeah.
I can't make any promises. I love the fact as well that Leon's muted himself and Alex has left as soon as I said, let's go on with the questions.
That's right. His jar has disappeared.
You mean this jar?
He found it. Yeah.
Oh, it's next to your truck sat nav?
Yeah.
And all my Hellboy DVDs, I had to just move them over to the side.
Okay, well, I'm feeling frisky, so I'm going to go first.
When
Okay,
it says questions,
so,
just
question
in case. Yeah.
Number 1. And this was based on my activities today. Are you a hoarder?
Am I a hoarder? Now, is this my person? I don't consider it hoarding. I have stuff and I keep stuff because I like having some stuff. but I've gotten better about it in the last few years. I have actually gone from being in a really huge place to a smaller place to a smaller place as since my divorce 12 years ago. And each time I move, I get rid of a lot of stuff that I cannot remember why it seemed so important to me at the time.
First, it was the wife. She got out. Can't remember why it was so important at the time.
Oh, I knew why. I mean, yeah, but that one's gone, and that got rid of a lot of stuff. And then, and the last one, I had a really big library of books, and I liked keeping the books. And then I realized I was just filling up, a room with shelves of books and never going back to any of the books. Like I was going back to maybe 20 of the books. No, this is my ex-wife. Actually, she bought a new house, with one of those huge libraries that has a
that ladder thing
that you roll around.
That's a dream.
So that's so I can blame her for the books at this point. And then I had a few hundred books on tape and audio disc that I was keeping just in case I felt like loaning them to friends, and I got rid of those at this thing. I got rid of my comic book collection.
No.
I didn't like throw it away. I gave it to my ex-wife's sister's ex-husband. So former brother-in-law, and he is still keeping it. He has a big house and has an entire room dedicated to comic books.
What a guy.
Which are now probably 3/4 my collection and 1/4 his. I had I had 20, 30,000 comic books. And I'd been buying them and keeping them. And I tried selling a few of them, but it was just too much work to sell them. So I just gave them away to somebody who would appreciate them. And
we're going to get hate mail now.
It's not like I killed them. It's not like I took a little puppy and went, No,
you didn't burn them.
I gave it to a good home. They're in a good home. They're being taken care of. They're being loved. So I couldn't appreciate them.
Are you
I
allowed
couldn't give them the
custody rights?
attention.
I mean, can you visit?
He said anytime I want to come and, basically read through the entire, X-Men from the beginning. I can do that. There were about, 20 years of X-Men. I didn't have all the way from the original X-Men, but right before the second class came in, I started collecting them because that's when I got out of college.
Back when Iceman was made out of snow.
Yeah. So there's all of that. And the thing is, like I tried to get I got two sons who are grown now, and I tried to get them into comic books, and they didn't really like the whole idea of waiting a month or a few weeks for the next part of the story to come in. But if I could hand them, 50 in a row, and then they could just read through them, they're like, oh, this is great. I love this. Dad, can you suffer for another 10 years so I can read for a week?
Yeah, because you can just roll through comics like that. That's because you have to wait. So the thing is, you pull multiple threads, so every week you have something, but then you end up with too many, and you're like, oh crap! And then you find a new one, and you're like, I have to wait. I'll just forget I saw this and wait for the volume. And it's just this whole thing. It's
right. And I was going through, and it's like I start off in the Marvel world because that's the guy who was my buddy in college who had that, he was in the Marvel universe. And then slowly you get connected to DC and you start going into those things and the crossovers. And as soon as there's a crossover, it's like, oh, now I have to follow this other person too. I need to find out what's going on.
You need the context.
Hey, you had a friend in the Marvel world. Was it Spider-Man? Who was it?
I'm not allowed to give away his identity. It is. I mean, what kind of a friend am I?
Man, who he is.
Yeah. You have to keep that secret a bit, don't you? Fair enough.
Ira, you would make the best person to have in a lair. when you come back from beating up your bad guys and you turn up and Ira's like, you're late. Where have you been? And if you were really into all your stats and stuff, you'd be like, this long to beat this guy up. Last week when you had 2 different people.
So the Batmobile was getting 4 miles to the gallon, right? So basically, what you need to do, I want you to drive without the AC on, keep the radio off. Costing us a fortune.
We don't rotate these tires. It's going to go down 12%.
Basic stuff, Bruce. Basic Bruce.
Who's got next?
Well, I'm clearly a whore, and I'm going to take a little running bet on this, right? Because never lives in a country for more than a couple of years. So if you were a hoarder, I can imagine the cargo ship that would have to follow you from new destination to new destination. Or do you have like secret storage units spread across the Emirates?
We did.
Now, Clive, they're secret. Yeah. I can't tell you that they're there.
Yeah, no, we got so every like 3 years we get rid of everything. So yeah, not nearly everything. We've got one big storage unit in the UK, and it's got all kinds of stuff in it. But yeah, we have to be pretty good because you can't ship. It just costs too much. It takes forever. Oh, yeah, so we're pretty good. We cut down a lot. Otherwise, you just never survive.
Jeez, I was just gonna say receipts. I have a lot of receipts in a bag, bro. Every time the cashier asks for a receipt, I say yes, and I gotta put it somewhere because I said yes. I accepted it. Movie tickets. I got a bag of movie tickets.
Now, just every movie you've seen, or are they just movies, special types of movies that you're proud of having seen?
No, all of it. All the bad decisions I made. I saw Ultraviolet with Mila Jovovich. I saw Hellboy 2, Golden Army. I didn't like it as much as the first one. It really pleaded for a third one that never happened. And then I learned my lesson because I saw the newest Hellboy, and that one's not so good. It made Golden Army look amazing. Yeah. And I saw Tenet 3 times so far. So here we are.
That's the only thing that's on the cinema, isn't it? Tenet's the only movie that they're showing.
Do you remember we had comedian Louise Lee on as a guest, and we said, "What do you collect?" And she said she collects bags, tote bags, reusable carrier bags, shopping bags. And I went into our sort of back room, storage room, where I thought the sat nav was definitely going to be in, and I found possibly 85,000 reusable shopping bags, tote bags, the thin-insulated ones for taking to the supermarket. We've got more bags than things we own.
Yeah, more bags and things to put inside them.
Right, because you never know. You never know when you're going to need a bag.
But you never remember that's the catch-22. You always go in. You go in. You forget the bag. The bag's either in the car or in the house, and then you don't want to buy a new bag because then you know you've got bags there. So you have to try and shovel it all into your arms and carry it out like you're a shoplifter. You have to look like it. When I was younger, if people come out of the shop like that, they were shoplifted. Now they just can't be bothered paying for a bag.
Right, especially if they go out and they're wearing a mask while they're doing that. You're thinking
you have a mask on.
Wrong.
Yeah,
but now everybody does that. That's perfectly normal. Yeah,
you can walk out the shop with anything now.
All the things in your arms. Oh yeah,
this is the time to be a criminal. Just go in, pick something up, walk out. No one's going to stop you. They'll just think you forgot the bag, and then mask on. They won't know who you are. Done.
No, very much.
Hellboy helmet.
I always want to freak everybody out at the checkout and just start screaming about that problem, and then just assert my male privilege and just take my shirt off and then put it in my shirt and then use my shirt as a bed. No, I don't need any help.
See, in the UK, you do things where they ask you, can you say, do you need help packing with your bag? Do they need help packing your bag? And I always found that as an insult. That basically means they think you don't know how to put things in a bag. That you've got I've got 40 years old and I haven't figured out how to put a can of something into a plastic bag of something else. Can I help you with that? No, I think I can master it. If I can get to the shop, by myself, and somebody's giving me a credit card, I can put things in a bag. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. They give credit cards to pretty much anybody. It's not like they ask, excuse me, can you put something in a bag? No. Okay, you can have a credit card, but we're only going to give you $1,000 limit. That's it.
They do like giving out credit card, yeah.
That's my limit. Why you do that to me? I'm going to increase my limit. I'm going to the bank. I'm gonna be like, I just had somebody use my limit as a joke. You better increase my limit. Going to Chase, motherfucker. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's $1,000.
Did you tell them that you know how to pack a bag?
No, they ask. I
thought I could.
Yes.
No, I'm not so sure. I thought I could pack a bag.
But I think the other thing is everyone's very judgmental on the shopping. You know, I always feel paranoid when you do your shopping and the shopping looks weird. Like if you just have alcohol, you just look like you're an alcoholic. So you have to get something else, a banana or some fruit, to say that basically I'm not just an alcoholic. I've got fruit. You know.
Oh, so alcohol and cupcakes. That yeah, perfectly normal.
Normal. You know. Just bags and bags and bags of chocolate and a bottle of vodka. It looks a bit worrying, doesn't it?
Good thing you're at work. I'm coming over
Before I started,
this chocolate.
No bag. I was putting the alcohol in.
Before I started working at my truck job, I was working in our local village Spar, or as you can confirm it, as a convenience store for you Americans. And I had no idea just how much alcohol the village consumed. And I'm okay to say this because the village knows it and my employers know it. It's sort of like we have a delivery van for things like food, right, which is like a tiny van, and then this huge truck turns up each week and just shovels it.
Hey man, life is hard.
and some people they come in and they're just like, I own this. They're like, yeah, 12 bottles of wine, thanks. and the other people do this little thing where they go, oh, I've just popped in for some milk. Oh, I think I'm going to get a bottle of wine as well. And you're like,
you've got to do that's the
milk.
The rule.
The milk is the cover story.
2% milk and some 26% Chardonnay, please.
Milk and what goes nice with milk? Oh,
well, no, it's while the milk is getting ready. I need to take it out of the refrigerator and let it just settle for a little while. While it's doing that, I need a glass of wine. Just make sure we're being friendly and sociable while we're watching the milk.
Milk's never getting
synergy.
Little booze, little bit of culture. Hey, dairy joke.
Earlier, Lucy, you were talking about how you have to make sure people don't see you as an alcoholic. At grocery stores here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, there's bars in the grocery store. So you have to convince somebody you're not alcoholic when you roll in for your groceries and you then sit down at a bar at noon, like 11 when they open.
Delicious.
Oh, that grocery shopping was exhausting. I need to rest.
Yeah.
There are several supermarkets in my town that have bars in them.
That's crazy. They have in Malaysia, often people will go to the convenience store or grocery store, the Spar thing, and you can buy your can of drink and drink it in the shop, and they have little tables and stuff. So instead of going to the pub, you just drink in your local convenience shop. It's really good. I really got into it. It's really cheap because it's like corner shop prices. They give you a little table. Sometimes they have a TV. I don't think there's any laws about who can have a license. It's just anyone can have one.
That's
wow. What? So just to celebrate that you got 3 for 2 on chicken pieces, you're like, this is the best offer we've ever had on chicken. Sorry, Alex.
This is where you get your milk and you get your vodka. You just say, you take the milk, you put it down, and you start drinking the vodka in the shop. Well, here we go.
I was going to pretend, but I've got the milk for later. I'm just going to drink this vodka right here in the shop. Not even get out the door. I'm just drinking it here. Yum, yum.
Right, let's
All right, here
move
we
on
go.
to
I
another
got the
question.
next
Alex?
question. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
I may have done this one before, but it's always a good one. Who is your favorite celebrity crush? You're a kid. You hit your teens. Got this
Teens, oh, we're
TV.
going back.
Mhm.
Celebrity crush.
Who did it for you?
My teens.
Mhm.
Lucy knows her answer.
I thought she was having a pledge.
Luke
Oh.
Perry. Luke
She's about to
Perry.
pull out the tattoo.
Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
Luke Perry was 90210. I loved Luke Perry so much that I got cardboard and I did this and I wrote, I love Luke Perry. And I put them on my wall and it turned into what looks like quite a weird shrine. And I then sort of just got older and just ignored the fact that I love Luke Perry was still on the wall. And when it came to taking them down, the wall had discolored. So even though I took the letters down, it still said, in contrast, I love Luke Perry for another 5 years.
That's on the internet now. People know that about you.
Yeah. When Luke Perry ends up in suspicious circumstances, first one they're going to come to. You know that
Luke Perry's already passed on, and I'm proud
Yeah.
to say,
yeah.
good God bless you, Luke.
Luke Perry's dead?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
He's dead for real? Hold on. Y'all
Was
lying.
it
He was
a year,
also
2
in
years
the
ago?
original
Good
Vampire
time.
Slayer, so I mean, I've got points. Luke Perry was in the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I only went to see that movie because of Luke Perry, and then
Wow.
I became a fan of the TV series and
I
stuff.
did
So
not know
for me, Luke Perry, man,
What
I
happened?
did not know that he played Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And they swapped it to Sarah Michelle Gellar later. I would have liked the first version, probably.
Wow.
He had
Way
a
to throw
biker
that-
jacket.
Way to hit me with that. I had no idea.
Uh,
Last year.
yeah.
Wasn't even the Rona.
Yeah,
No,
it wasn't even the
before then.
Rona, man. He could have just waited for that. Oh, he's from Ohio. Oh.
That explains it. Oh, so you, as a Michigan person, you're like, good riddance. He's from Ohio.
Exactly. Because like this is Michigan, and then this is Ohio right here.
You don't mind if they drop out.
Wow,
So-
wow. That's it for Luke Perry, huh? In case y'all was waiting on more of that. Ira, who you got? What was your answer?
I'm guessing, I'm trying to think back. I think it might have been Cheryl Ladd from her time with Charlie's Angels.
Ooh.
That was, I think I was in high school then. I might have been in college, but so yeah. The replacement angel.
What about you, Leon? What about you, Alex?
Wow.
So, I'm bouncing around. I don't know, I can't think. There must have been loads. I can't remember her name now. Who was the one with the ginger hair in Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oh, Allison Hannigan.
Willow.
Yeah, I liked her when I was younger. But then I went off her
Oh,
very quickly.
but before she went on to How I Met Your
How I
Mother.
Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
I think that maybe
How I
that put
Met
me
Your
off.
Mother.
I watched Allison Hannigan on TV for some time. That's understandable.
Yeah, and then she was in the American Pie things, which I think maybe that was it. I think it was after the
that'll
American
get
Pie
you.
that then it died off. Yeah, and I think I called time on it.
Yeah, Leon played flute for about 3 months, and then he was like, "You know what? This isn't for me.
It's
I'm
not-
not
it's
going to
not
go
work.
to band camp.
I just
I
it's
can't
not
just
practical.
jump in
It's
the
just
middle."
it's cold, the holes in the wrong place. It's just I don't think she really did it. And then eventually when I had the lesson, they said fingering was something else. Oh,
All this prep work doesn't work for anything.
5 years wasted.
Wasted.
Right, you,
my
Alex.
deep-
Who was yours?
My deepest cut was Jessica Alba. She was
Good
a
choice.
serious problem for me.
Oh,
She had that show. I don't know if you ever saw it. I don't know if it was available over there in the UK or whatever, but they had Dark Angel. And
I
I watched
remember
like
that.
3
Yes.
seasons of Dark Angel. That's all I needed in life, yo. They actually brought her back. She had like a Bad Boys movie, like spin-off show with Gabrielle Union, and I almost watched it, and then they canceled it. I was like, I remember her. Oh
LA?
God.
LA Finest?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
He's thinking and nodding.
I know.
But I think in that Dark Angel, her handler was fucking hot as well. And I think I watched that
Yeah,
same
right?
series, but I think
Her
was he the blind guy?
He was in a wheelchair. That was his thing. Like he did the
Yeah.
eyes only, and he had his eyes on there, and then and then she would show up, and they would hang out, and he'd be like, "We're not gonna be a thing because of ableism."
What? So handler, like the one who helped her out.
Oh, she helped herself
Yeah.
out. I mean, he was the
What was he
dude in
then?
the chair, like literally, but like actually, like figuratively, he was the dude in the chair who like helped her out with her shit.
Hmm.
I think Jessica Alba now, she came up about before Gwyneth Paltrow and all them lot came up with buying natural body products and like stuff for kids, like pH neutral stuff. She is now worth millions.
Yeah, she
From
made more
doing
money off
that, so
aftermarket stuff.
You really should have backed that horse. Leon, get your witch's hat out.
Nice.
Spooky. The aren't spooky questions.
Spooky season.
but Here we go.
Outcast.
Okay, so here we go.
Scariest
What button
question. What's
did
your credit rating?
Yeah, right. What's
I'm
your
up to
credit
4
card
now.
What?
Is it $1,000? $1,200? How much can you spend? Fucking Chase.
He's off. Gone. Too spooky for him.
Heartbroken.
Get ready. Here we go. So, what button would you add to Facebook? What button would you add to Facebook?
So like the emojis, the thumbs up, thumbs down, care.
You'd add that. We've already got that.
Oh, I want
No, like,
I want a
because
button.
you've got-
I want a button that
Same.
that tases the person who actually posted the thing. You got to be responsible because I
like
get to
that.
just tase the tase button.
That is good.
You get shocked because you posted the wrong thing.
Here's my
I
dinner.
would pay for that service.
Yeah, you got to pay $5 and then Facebook will tase them for you. Okay.
Yeah, well, I would pay that. They would make trillions.
Mm-hmm.
How do I look in this? Zzz. Harsh.
Like anti-masker, anti-vaxxer. Just
It's a hoax. Yeah.
Would you like what
No,
about
just
just in the
black.
background of the picture? Would you allow that as well? Anybody in the picture, including if you're in the background. Zzz.
you ever like
I
scroll
think
on
the
your
I think
newsfeed?
a question face. Like that.
Question.
So if they post
Question emoji.
only if they post only brave people will repost this, or
Oh.
only really good friends will share this message, and then this face comes up, and after they've seen it, we just unfriend each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a list of posts. If you repeat this, you automatically get unfriended. That's a solid one. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh. I'm quite liking my new questions. Oh, okay. What skill would you wish that you had? What skill do you want?
Probably financial literacy so I can increase my fucking credit line. No. It's like
I'm with
singing
you
is
on that
probably the
one.
most celebrated skill in human existence. So it's like that's the easy pick to say if you knew how to sing, because anybody who knows how to sing, it's like everybody wants to know about it. It's like
yeah.
there's like 5
Definitely.
shows on TV just dedicated to the fact, oh, you can sing. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I like-
so that's the easy pick, but I'll
Yeah.
think about it.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'd like to be able to know when not to tell people what's on my mind. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
little too
fair.
quick to sharing with
That's a
too
good
many
one.
people. It's like, oh, you need to know this. You need to know your problem. Let me help you. And I know I shouldn't. But it just comes out. And they don't appreciate me as much as they
Wow.
Yeah.
That
I'd
works
like
both
to-
ways. I think that skill would be just as good. It'd be like, oh, I need to tell you because I can't ignore this. This is the one where it's like, you do need to know. Well played.
I'd like my skill. I'd like to be immune to my phone, because I will fall for all the clickbait, all that stuff. I read a story about the girl out of 24, the daughter out of 24, and there was a clickbait thing. Oh, look at her now.
I can't
She's,
believe what she looks like now.
That's
Click
it, that
to
kind of
find
thing.
out.
What's she up to now? So I clicked through it and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe she's gone right downhill. But the whole title was, where is she now? Oh, she used to be in 24. She was so famous. And then I was clicking through it, and then it was like she had a couple of bad movies, and I went, oh, I can see what this is. And then it ended up she's in like a TV show and she's doing fine and everything's great. And I'm like, what the hell was the point of all that? She was having a terrible life, and she's doing fine.
And this
Right,
is
someone
exactly
nice,
what you would have
Really rich,
expected.
got a TV show. What? They got me. They got me to read the whole thing.
Right. This actually sounds like half the conversations with my mother. It's like, oh, you need to know all about this person was our neighbor when you were 4, and I need to tell you everything that's happened to them since then. So don't you?
Yeah, they like
aren't you interested?
sriracha on their tuna fish
And at the
sandwiches.
end, something bad happened. No, they're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right.
exactly what you would have expected. Yeah.
Yeah, she's okay. It's all okay. Yeah, and I fall for it every
That's an
time.
hour and a half of
See,
my life I
I-
can't get back.
Yeah. I think I'm Alex singing. I'd love to be able to say I want to be able to sing, but as I'm genetically Welsh, I can. It's difficult. So because the thing is, if you're Welsh, even if you can't sing properly, nobody can tell you that you can't sing properly. It's racist. Very difficult.
What a struggle.
And also, I remember watching one of those talent program things, and this woman stands there in front of everybody, and she went, "All I've ever wanted to be is a singer." And they went, "Oh, really? What are you?" And she went, "I'm a barrister." Right. That takes effort. Like, she had to, not that she wasn't even just like, I'm a counselor, I'm a solicitor, I'm a barrister. She had to achieve a lot of different things with a lot of different work to get there. But in her heart, she was a singer. And Ira, I even if I stopped telling people how I feel, my fucking face sells me out every single time. So somebody will tell me, oh, what do you think of this? And I'll say, oh, that's absolutely fine. But what my face will do is this. So even if the words come out and I'm like, no, I completely back this idea. This idea is completely fine. This eyebrow, hard at my forehead going, no.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Genuinely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the best sex I've ever had.
I like
No,
that.
they're
I like
tears
the
of joy.
question.
Still blessed.
I would love to learn sign language, and I've said what was the skill you want to have? And I want to learn sign language, and I'm going to make myself learn it because I think it would be able to be just to be able to suddenly just whip out some sign language for somebody that has hearing impairment makes you look like fucking Batman, and also you can just talk about people in front of them and they have no idea.
Definitely learning languages is huge.
I think they could.
I'm gonna change my answer to that. Learning different languages would be the number one.
Yeah, I think they could figure it out. They could figure it out, though. I mean, sign languages, a lot of it's kind of straightforward stuff, isn't it? So over here.
If you ever have 5 minutes, all right, Google sign language interpreter Nelson Mandela's funeral.
Oh God!
Because the guy to do the guy got the job to be the sign language interpreter for Nelson Mandela's funeral, and the thing is, he didn't know what he was being booked for. And definitely was not being booked for sign language because he doesn't know how to sign. So at Nelson Mandela's funeral, there is a guy making up hand signals depending on what he can hear. And he's sort of like, just making up at Nelson Mandela's funeral. It's like, don't worry, mate, no one's watching.
See, Lucy, this is where you've missed a trick. On your new show, you've got the see-through masks, right? What you should have, get everybody to wear normal masks that you can't see the lips moving, and have a big laughter track in the background. The show would be like amazing. Every time anyone tells a joke, press a button, and everyone will think everybody else is laughing, and no one can see that they're not. Any joke,
have every joke that doesn't hit.
That's what
I want to go on stage with that.
I can't read that. Ira
and you just come up.
Laughter button, just on your
Ira
wrist.
and I both perform every week at the Drop Comedy Club in South Bend, Indiana, and one of the acts, Adrian Horst, he's actually got a punchline where he does something, he presses and the laughter comes up on Zoom. He'll do his joke, press the button. I think we've got time for one more question, Alex. Prop comics. Don't know what you're on about, Alex. I just rely on my sense of humor.
All right, here we go.
Jeff Dunham. Is he the roast guy that no one talks about anymore?
No. That's Jeff Ross. Jeff Dunham is the guy with the like the old guy and the racist Arab guy and the yeah.
Oh yeah.
You think that's like lean back with no shirt on? No, that's Jeff Goldblum.
From the flag.
So many Jeffs, so many isms.
He's the guy who kills all them spiders in that one movie. No. That's Jeff Bridges.
Oh, he's not well.
I'm looking.
Good luck, Jeff. If you're watching, Jeff Bridges,
who is your favorite Jeff? Is that
Jeff? That's a point. Jeff
Goldblum.
Bridges does the spiders.
Jeff,
what's his name, does the fly. Maybe all of the Jeffs have to do something with insects or an arachnid.
Maybe they have it. We just don't know.
Any other Jeffs?
There's Jeffrey from Fresh Prince.
and there's Jeffrey the giraffe from
Jeffrey
Toys
from
R
Fresh
Us.
Prince.
Yeah.
Oh, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
Gone.
Right, Alex, get your question out.
Well, why don't we go back to this one? How about your worst set? Tell me a story.
Not my worst set.
Your worst set. You were like, this is awful.
Oh, there are so many.
You gotta pick one that just touches your heart in this moment.
That
What's
just-
the first one you thought of?
God, this is, you spend so much time just letting that just sort of blank and forget about it forever. Oh no, I remember this. This is actually the first time I got to close out a show. My first time I was headlining. I was in comedy for 9 months, so I should never have been allowed to do this, but everybody else was terrible in the show. And the person before me got up. The only people in the crowd who were laughing for him were these two, I guess, young teenage tourists from Tokyo who were completely drunk and falling off their chairs. And that's why they were laughing hysterically. So he started yelling at them and then yelling at the audience. And the audience got up and about half of them left, but they didn't really leave. They went to the bar and back where they then talked really loud so nobody could hear what was going on stage. And then I got up for my first time doing a 15-minute set. And nobody could hear what I had to say. And I had no idea how to handle it. And there's this bright light. I think they took like this spotlight that would blind people and flashed it in my face. So I can't see them and I can't hear them. And all I can hear are all the people in back talking about how rude the guy before me was. And I'm just trying to power through my set with my stuff. And I'm just, it was awful.
That's pretty big. It's not even your fault. It was the guy before you and the circumstance and all this stuff. It's like,
right. And the thing is, like, I could have been terrible, but I didn't know.
That could have been one of the best sets if it was in front of a crowd that actually was there
Could have been your time.
oh my gosh.
Man,
Yeah.
just think of the
Who's
reviews you could have got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I had a
for
bunch
me-
of friends. One of my brothers came to watch me for the first time, and he was sitting in back with his wife, and they could not. He told me afterwards they could not hear a single thing that I said, but he said I looked pretty funny up there. So that's
half the
A
battle.
funny looking
Yeah.
guy. We like that.
I
That'll be
remember I
dope.
was
I'll be
standing
watching,
near
like,
the front
Saturday Night
door.
Live, and I'll look at somebody's face and start laughing.
I was standing at the front of the gig whilst the tickets were coming in, and it was like but maybe 5 minutes before it started, and a group of 9 turned up. Do you remember the old days when 9 people were allowed out at the same time with each other?
Years ago.
And they went, "You've turned up a bit late. We can't sit 9 people now because everyone's in, you know." And then they said, "Well, don't worry, you know, when you're sat down watching a comedy gig, it's not like you can talk to each other." And they went, "Yeah, we can." And I thought, "Oh, these guys are arseholes." So I went up and this is like my 4th gig. I've got 5 minutes and there's 130 people there. I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm doing my 4th gig to 130 people." And I open my mouth and these wankers start chatting. And it just throws me. I've got no crowd control techniques at this point, nothing. And I went back to teacher mode and I just went, "Well, shall I wait till you're finished?"
I've got all the time in the world.
I may as well have,
For
I
the
may
next
as well
3
have said
minutes and
it's your
30
own
seconds.
time you're wasting. And it so much. I messed up my rule of 3 coming afterwards. And then that pissed me off for the next joke. I only had 5 minutes. For the first, I watched it back, and all of this happened in my head for like a minute and a half. And actually watching the video back, it only happened for 9 seconds. The world's longest 9 seconds of my fucking life. So that was mine. What about you two?
Who's up? Shall I go? I had this one. So we did the Valentine's. So it must have been like 2 years ago. So it was a paid kind of middly kind of thing. It was like 10 minutes in the middle on a Valentine's. And it was all at the start. Even when it was starting, they were describing it to me. I was like, "This is going to be, I don't know." So it was like everyone had a Valentine's meal and then some comedy after the meal. And I was like, okay, a new venue, trying it out. I went, okay, we'll give it a go. So it went on. And first guy, so Garu is, these other guys know Garu is pretty good. And he went on, and he's like, he was really, really good. And he knows a local, so he's like kind of famous in the area. He went on, just sort of didn't quite die, but he was like struggling. But he, he'd done it for years, and I'd never really seen him struggle before. And when I went on, not quite silence, but nearish silence for my 10 minutes, came off, and I thought, Jesus, that was awful. And at the end of the gig, we were chatting to the guy who runs it. I'm like, "Oh yeah." I went, "How do you think it went?" He went, "It didn't go that well." He goes, "Well, most of the people in the audience didn't speak English, so it's probably why it didn't go so well." Like about 95% of the audience were on Mandarin, and a lot of them had booked and said, "Is it going to be in Mandarin?" like, "Oh yeah, I don't have any jokes in Mandarin." Just died. I went, "Okay, I love it."
I think that wins.
Can't win with that one, can you really? So, learning experience. You have to learn some Mandarin jokes. I did put a bit of stuff in it afterwards, some local jokes in it, and they worked a bit better. You have to learn from all these things, don't you?
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to learn Mandarin.
Yeah, learn bits of Mandarin, bits of German, bits of Spanish, just to get some jokes from the international audience. Go on, Alex, you're up.
What about you, Mr. Bradley?
Well, I've been doing comedy for not that long, so many. I did an open mic at this bar that had a bar above it, and they had this open space, and people would come up there to watch the comedy. They had signs outside, like come up and watch comedy and what have you. And I had maybe 8 minutes, something like that, probably a little less than 10 minutes. And I had like told the jokes I wanted to tell, and I still had time. And so I just started to go into personal stories because I just didn't know how comedy worked at this point. I was like, oh, just start talking. And there's same thing. There's just a really bright light. You can't see anyone. So you're just kind of just doing it. And the thing that made it so bad, because I knew it was bad, because I knew I was just riffing or whatever. And this comic, I had never seen him since. And he comes up to me. He's like, man, good set, man. And that good set really just like hit me. I'm like, it really wasn't. I just didn't need to hear that at all. And that's what really took me down. I was like, no, man, don't encourage this.
I've seen worse. Yeah, that's
That means on the road. I mean, like in a car accident, I've seen worse. Not in comedy, but driving home. I think this isn't my one, but we had this one night when it was all set out, nice room and everything, and we had this kid was going to come up and do his first 5 minutes ever. Young guy, really nervous. He goes, I've never done it before. I'm really nervous. I go, don't worry. Put you on at the start. So we're not quite on the start. So we had the MC went on first. So go on, do 5 minutes. You'll be fine. Goes up on stage, gets the mic, lights go off. So it's complete darkness, but the mic stays on. We said to him, just do it in the darkness, just keep going. So he did his first ever gig in complete darkness with this microphone picking it all up. And we just thought that I don't know if it is his worst gig. I've never seen him do any gigs since, but that would probably be his worst gig, I would imagine.
This is right. God is saying you should not do comedy.
I'm your conscience.
Oh.
Don't
not
do
even worth
this.
putting the light on yet. He's like, do you have a lot of visual jokes? Well, I did, but not anymore.
He did a fantastic punchline, all in sign language. Wasted.
Yeah, your trade, your special skill would have been wasted.
Fucking prop comics. Put it away. Nobody can see it.
Sign language. Right, we're coming to the end of the show. We're not going to have enough time for Leon's witch's hat, but we always end the show by asking our guests the important question. Now, I have sent this question to Ira, and with strict instructions, don't answer it yet. So, Ira, please let us know, what would you choose between having? And by the way, there are no other facts. I'm not giving you any other words. You just have to answer the question. Would you prefer a magic carpet or a floss?
Okay, that's actually easy for me because I do not like live animals. So, magic carpet is an easy one, much easier to take care of. And again, I'm not questioning people who, if you like an animal, you can have your horse around, but no, it's not for me. Magic carpet works.
100.
Would you allow people to ride your magic carpet?
It's expensive. You're just gonna give me a magic one? That's a deal.
Would I allow people to ride my magic carpet with me? I mean, it's like am I going to lend somebody my car? I don't just trust anybody with my car. I'm not going to trust just anybody. You can't just hop on a magic carpet. I mean, clearly somebody trusted me to hop on a magic carpet and go flying around. I don't know why, but they did. But I'm not going to I'm more responsible than that. I'm not just going to let anybody get on a magic carpet and go. They're going to fall off. I'm going to get sued. It's not a good thing. No, they have to go.
I can show you the door.
Sure they've got their cowboy hat on, protect their head, and
that Aladdin, the Aladdin movie, your version of the Aladdin movie would be very different. Jasmine, I'm not getting that. Does not look safe. What kind of carpet is this? There's no safety belt. What's going on?
You don't recognize my face from earlier?
This is the 2007 model carpet. No, I'm not getting on one of those. No, those are death traps. No.
When these all recalled? These were recalled. I know these were recalled.
They don't have airbags on the side. I don't like that. Get with the times. Get with the side airbag. All right, fine.
Right, and there's no hands-free Wi-Fi in those. No, it's
rubbish.
Does it have Sirius XM radio? So I get my Howard Stern on.
I want your carpet if I can't listen to the Comedy Channel. No.
Is there a Roomba? What if it gets messy?
You need a magic Roomba to clean up a magic carpet.
I have to say, all of our guests answer the question with the same amount of seriousness and commitment, but they all give us different answers and different reasons. And you win the award for bringing litigious car users into the carpet. Like we've had people monetize the horse, we've had people cleaning the carpet, but you are the first person that's ever thought, if he falls off my carpet, they're going to sue me. So, I mean, you get the litigious award. Can I also ask, is there... You go, Chris.
How did you get that under? Is it covered on insurance under your home? Because the carpet would most of the time be in your home. I suppose if it flies out of your home, it can still be covered on home insurance, maybe. If you were lucky.
Maybe.
Is that like when they ask you where do you park your carpet and you say it's a private drive and your insurance premium is less?
Yeah.
Ira, before we let you go, is there a way people can find you on social media? Do you have a comedy page or a Twitter handle or an Insta handle that you would like to share with everybody?
Yeah, I am. I would love to have more people follow me on Instagram. So on Instagram, it's the way I pronounce it is Summertime Comedy 1, but it's written out Summer X Comedy 1. So everybody else reads it as Summer X Comedy 1 because nobody, I clearly picked the wrong thing, but that's it. It's summer, just like the season, just like my last name, X like the X-Men, comedy, and then the number 1. Because somebody else had Summer X Comedy for some reason, and I have no idea that's now coming. They're not using it, but I couldn't get it. So that's just, that's it. Summer X Comedy 1. Follow me there because for some reason, comedy clubs, when they're booking people for feature spots around the country, like to see how many followers you have on Instagram, and so I need them. I started at the beginning of the pandemic trying to get them. So I'm up to 660 right now, but I need like 10 times that to actually get clubs to look at me and go, ooh, he's got followers. Maybe someone's going to come watch him in a feature spot. No one's going to come watch me in a feature spot because of their, anyway, but still follow me on Instagram. That would be great. I've got shows, online shows every weekend during the week. And this was a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. This is the closest I'm getting to London until this whole thing's over. So my son is in the Netherlands though right now, and he is coming home tomorrow. So he's been there for a month with his fiance, and then I'll get to ask him in person if he accidentally got married and didn't tell me. So
that's what I'd be.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Dad, I didn't think you'd care is the response I would probably get. It's, oh, I didn't think it was important enough to mention it to you. Yeah.
Do this to me on my son's wedding.
You actually glitched a little bit when you said it, and I thought he was getting married to Beyonce, and then I read it through back in my head, and I was like, oh, he said fiance.
No, Beyonce. We have to get rid of Beyonce. Already has. Yeah.
She capped out. Yeah, she's off the market. Unfortunately.
Yeah. No, we don't talk about my son's relationship with Beyonce. That doesn't. Yeah.
He's got 99 problems. Beyonce's not one. We're going to end this by saying thank you so much, Ira, for being an amazing Big World Small Talk guest. You're our first Californian and our first New Jerseyan. What is it? New Jerseyite? What? New Jerseyton? What? I don't know. I don't know what your collective noun would be.
It's. Yeah. So thanks. Yeah, that would go with that.
Okay, but thank you so much for being a big World Small Talk guest, and thank you, Alex. Thank you, Leon, and thank you everybody that watched and got involved in the chat. And we will see you again this time next week at 10 p.m. for another edition of Big World Small Talk. Everyone, look down the camera and wave and say bye.
Bye. Thanks for all the chatting, Ray.